Today, we will practice a very easy technique, how to combat a silent reflux. I am very excited to share with you once again another fun technique. In the previous episode, I shared with you part 1 of how to combat a silent reflux. In this episode, I will invite you to follow me in a very easy technique of how to have some victory over a silent reflux. A silent reflux is also known as a laryngopharyngeal reflux. A silent reflux is a condition in which the stomach content or stomach acid flows back up the esophagus and the laryngopharynx, the feeding tube, into the oropharynx, the throat, and flows down into the larynx, the voice box. In the previous episode, I shared with you information and also tips that I followed to combat a silent reflux that may help you. The technique how to combat a silent reflux I developed to help or assist the viewers out there whom become very dear to me. A method that is user-friendly, something that you already have, a method that you already use in various ways. This is not going to be new to you. I am just going to present it to you in a different format. This may help you. Please note that I have no medical qualifications or medical background. This is how I recommend you watch and practice these techniques. First, watch the entire episode. This will provide you with more insight and a better understanding of how to do the exercise. Secondly, rewatch or go back to the start of the technique and practice with me by following step by step. Thirdly, I highly recommend that you only do limited practicing each day. Only practice a few minutes at a time to prevent a sore throat or tired muscles. I recommend that you practice this technique in a sitting position. You will have your time to practice when lying down. Firstly, I want to share with you a few crucial guidelines that I want you to follow. The very first, and I want to underscore that very first. Your very first response to a silent reflux will determine the outcome, favorable or unfavorable. This is crucial. This is the make or break of the situation. Your first response will fail or it will save you. If you are a person that is difficult to wake up, I am afraid that this technique will have limited success for you. When you get woken up by a silent reflux, the most important step you should take is to be calm. To be calm enables you to be in control. When you wake up in a state of fright. Don't inhale a lot of air into your lungs. Let me demonstrate. This is a natural reaction. You may most certainly suck acid down your larynx. 2. You have to learn to assess the current condition in a split second, because 1 second later will advance the condition to another level. We are going to engage into various stages of the swallowing process, depending on the height of advancement of the silent reflux. I trust that you are in a safe environment and you can exercise under controlled conditions. I trust that you are in good hands. Each exercise is able to stop or slow down a silent reflux. Some exercises will be combined or follow into each other to provide a method that is more effective. It is all about technique and timing. The very first technique I want you to follow. This is also the easiest condition to combat. You got woken up and you experience a reflux in motion. You have time to be proactive. Take note, the time at your disposal are rather limited. The acid fluid is traveling up your laryngopharynx. The very first thing you do is to raise your head quickly and to activate your liquid acid stopping technique. You should do that simultaneously. This is the technique. Right, are you ready? Let's get the blood to circulate. The first exercise we are going to do is the normal swallowing. If you are perhaps busy with having a meal, then I suggest that you pause this video and watch it later, or practice later by rewatching. I don't want you to eat or drink anything. This is how I want you to do the exercise. Sit up straight and with your head positioned in the most comfortable position when doing the swallowing exercise. It's a normal swallowing procedure. Let's start with the swallowing process in your own time. And while doing that, find the best position for your neck to be while swallowing, and try not to swallow any air. Once you find that position, keep that position while continue swallowing. I recommend that you should keep this position when eating future meals. Next, I want you to practice in your own time to swallow a little faster. You will learn to stop a reflux. Timing and speed is vital to survive. Now for the next exercise, you may slow down to a normal swallowing speed. Swallow a little harder and flatten the throat a little more. Please take care If you have swallowed air into your stomach at any time during these exercises, please stop and have a burp. When feel uncomfortable, allow your stomach muscles to assist you to be able to burp. I trust that you are in a place free from others. That is entirely your choice. Please don't hold me responsible for your embarrassing moments. Next, I want you to turn your neck to both sides. You will find some discomfort when swallowing. Next, lower your neck while continuing swallowing. Allow your neck to go all the way down. You will find more and more discomfort the lower the neck is positioned. Right. Next, I want you to lift and tilt your head all the way back up. Keep it in that position. You will feel the muscles under the chin stretching. Next, I want you to proceed with a swallow. You can't do that. You have just experienced that you can't exercise any swallowing when your neck is tilted back up. For some, this could be the first time that you realize it. A new discovery. Now please, you naughty ones, don't go and try and eat with your neck tilted back. You will discover some difficulty and may even choke. The next exercise is tensioning of the tongue, throat and neck muscles. Let me first explain the process and then we can do the exercise together. This is how I want you to do it. Lower your neck all the way down. Close the mouth and tension the tongue, throat and neck muscles. Be cautious not to be too aggressive. During this exercise, the uvula will be shut and there will be no breathing. The larynx will also move up and the epiglottis will be closed. I allow you to activate both the tongue, throat and neck muscles in combination together. That would be the natural muscle group exercise. First, a little tension on the tongue, throat and neck muscles. Keep it there for a short while to get the feeling of it. Then relax and breathe normally. We can do the same exercise with a little more tongue, throat and neck muscle tension. Very important. This is not a swallowing exercise. If you do follow the swallow through into swallowing, it's okay. You just repeat the exercise. Alright, are you ready? Okay, first exercise, neck down. Close the mouth. Now, neck, tongue, throat and neck muscles. Tension. Alright, are you ready? First, neck down, mouth closed. Tongue, throat and neck muscle tension. Keep it there for a short while. Now relax and breathe normally. Let me do this exercise once more. Neck down, mouth closed, and now the tongue, throat and neck muscle tension. Okay? Next, do the same exercise with more tongue, more throat and neck muscle tension. Be careful not to over-exercise. Be gentle. I don't want you to feel any discomfort. You will feel as if you are flattening your neck. This is the cobra snake move. Why is this exercise important? By doing these exercises, all three exit passages are closed. The mouth is closed. The lips and the tongue blocks the interior of the mouth. The uvula is blocking the nasopharynx. And the epiglottis closed the glottis on the top of the larynx. Why is this necessary? Let me explain. The reflux are flowing up the esophagus and the laryngopharynx and is about to enter into the oropharynx. During this tensioning exercise, the larynx and the laryngopharynx are moving up. This is a small extension to the laryngopharynx, but is critically important. Every little bit of help to gain time, which is of the essence, by moving up the laryngopharynx, it allows the acid to have a longer path to travel. The throat, the tongue and the neck muscle tension is necessary to constrict the oropharynx, this area here. The chamber of the oropharynx are decreased. The oropharynx are smaller. Why is that necessary? When the oropharynx gets smaller, the air that is trapped inside the oropharynx is pressurized. All three exits are closed. The mouth, the nose, and the larynx are closed. The compressed air acts as a bumper to slow down the acid fluid or even stop it from rising any higher. Ready? Let's do it again. First, neck down, mouth closed, more tongue, throat, and neck muscle tension. Keep it for a short while. Now relax and breathe normally. Okay, for those of you that did not get this exercise correctly, don't worry. I will show you an easier way to get to the same end result. With this technique, you start with the swallowing process and stop halfway with the tensioning of the tongue, throat, and neck. This is how I want you to do this exercise. Now, some of you have noticed that you've engaged your stomach muscles to assist you in the tongue, throat, and neck muscle tensioning process. If you have not noticed it, do the exercise again. Please don't feel rushed. You may at any time pause the video and practice more. Right, neck down, mouth closed, tension the tongue, throat and neck muscles and hold for a short while. Now relax and breathe normally. Have some of you noticed that you've pulled your stomach muscles in to assist you doing this exercise? Note, some of you may have engaged further down. Not allowed. You are not sitting on a toilet. The rectum muscles must be excluded. Very important. I don't want you to use your stomach muscles at any time during the practicing of this technique. Never. And why is that important? We are in a process to combat a silent reflux. You need to manage the condition. When you tense your stomach muscles while the silent reflux is in progress, will enhance the severity. You will add more pressure and could change into a very serious reflux. You may only find out when the reflux reaches the oropharynx. Never engage the stomach muscles. Now let's do the exercise again. And when you do, look at the stomach and make sure that the stomach stays absolutely still. You may have to do this exercise more times to exclude the stomach muscles. Let's do the same exercise again. Now, when you do this technique, please watch the movement of your chest. Right, neck down, mouth closed, tension the tongue, throat and neck muscles and hold it there. Now relax and breathe normally. What have you noticed? Is the chest muscles moving? Not allowed. The reason is the esophagus must not have any external stimulation or assistance to enhance the effect of the reflux. In other words, no pressure from the outside compressing the esophagus. The ultimate objective is to hinder or even slow down and to reduce the force of the reflux. Let's do the same exercise in your own time and watch your chest. You may find to exclude the chest muscles is more difficult than to exclude the stomach muscles. This may need more training. Don't be discouraged if you are not succeeding to do it. You may still have good success. To exclude the stomach muscles are more important than to exclude the chest muscles. Now let's do both these exercises within one procedure. This procedure or technique has two stages. The tensioning of the tongue, throat and neck muscles. This is stage 1. This is a two-stage into one. That is the oral stage, which is the mouth and the tongue. and the oropharynx stage, which represents the throat and the neck muscles. Stage 2 will be the laryngopharyngeal and the esophageal stage. This stage will be the follow-through of swallowing. To make it easier, let's call it the tensioning and the swallowing technique. Right. We will do the tensioning stage. Hold it for a moment and apply more tension. And follow through to complete the swallowing. Let me show. Are you doing well? Are you okay? Next is to do the technique faster. You are going to do the swallowing process with a slight delay. Do that for a few times. Next, you can do the swallowing process with no delay, but the extra tensioning will be incorporated in the pharyngeal stage of the swallowing. A hard swallowing. Let me demonstrate the swallowing process. Are you okay? Did you enjoy doing these exercises? I am glad you did. Please practice more to be more effective in an emergency to stop a silent reflux. Remember, this was the easiest technique. The acid fluid was stopped inside the laryngopharynx. This is the very place that I want you to stop all silent refluxes. To be able to achieve more and have better results, you have to train a lot, to respond very quickly. The quicker you can respond, the greater the outcome. Enjoy practicing, and very important is to get your mindset right. In a future episode, I will help you to do that. This technique that I just shared with you is so natural and very powerful. With this technique, I have been able to stop 99% of all silent refluxes over the last 10 months. Remember, I decided not to use any of my laryngopharynx closing techniques, which is super effective. Please don't underestimate what you already have. We have within ourselves incredible abilities to combat various conditions. Embrace those abilities and explore new possibilities. In the next episode, I will share with you more techniques. How to combat a silent reflux. These techniques will help you to combat the acid fluid inside the oropharynx. This is much more serious. I trust that you are a little more enlightened, and that you will also follow the next part of my testimony that is coming soon. I want to leave you with this promise. The Bible tells us about another promise in Psalm 37 and verse 4. Be delighted with the Lord, then He will give you all your heart's desires. The theme of Psalm 37 is about the heritage of the righteous and the calamity of the wicked. Verse 5 tells us, "Commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass." Bring what to pass? The desires of your heart. Why is that? Because you are seated in a higher government of power, a higher authority, lordship, kingship. When we understand that realm is the divine of the sons of God, we can bear the fruit of our desires. Do we believe that? But if we do, wow, an awesome promise. My desire is that God will bless you all. Till we meet again, and goodbye.